going to get started today on our signature series. What is a signature? Anybody tell me what a signature is?
Identifier.
An identifier is just your name. But Jared Powers would sign his name a certain way. Another Jared Powers would sign his name a different way. We would know who you are by the way you sign your name. Everybody has their own unique signature. Well, it's the same way. If you're going to be a professional speaker, if you're going to go out and make a name for yourself by public speaking, you'll have your own unique identity. You'll have your own topic, your own message, your own brand, your own product. So it's important to start thinking of that. That's why we call it the Signature Series. We're going to go through the next few workshops on different aspects, build upon that. And as our club and this workshop is going to do, we're going to help you. We're going to hold your hand. We're going to help get you to each point. The handouts will really help you follow along, think about, and participate, because we're going to ask you, some of you, just give feedback, give some comments so that it'll help the other people in the room. I have on the handout your name. It's important to start with the ownership. Put your name on there. Hold on to these. The first workshop is your signature topic. That's just basically finding out what are you going to talk about. The most important question is, what is your what? Anybody?
Passion. Goal.
What's your why?
What's your why? What's your reason? Why do you want to become a professional speaker? Now, when I say professional speaker, I don't necessarily mean make money. It could be gain attention. It could be gain attention for a cause. It could be any other reason. So, I want you to take the time, take a few minutes or take a few seconds and list some of the items, some of the reasons that you want to become a professional speaker. Start writing. Do you want to buy a new boat? Pay for the boat that you've already got? Maybe just pay off some bills.
You want to ask questions at the end, right? You ask questions at the end of your presentation.
Maybe you just want to get extra recognition for a cause. Or your business. Build a business. People are working feverishly. Can somebody share a couple of theirs? A couple of your ideas? Anybody have one? Larry.
As a breast cancer survivor, I have a really big breast cancer prevention and breast cancer treatment. I'm a real big breast cancer advocate.
You want to get the word out to people about breast cancer prevention and treatment. Very good. Hunter.
I call it a medically enhanced relationship where the other person actually has a chronic illness. She has multiple sclerosis.
Ooh.
So I want to become the one and only person who actually concentrates on speaking and writing about those type of relationships, because there are hundreds of thousands out there. And
Excellent.
a lot of people
Sure.
are just winging it.
And people need that help. People feel like they're all by themselves. Yeah. Very, very good.
My goal is to inspire people.
Inspire people. Okay. Very good.
Positive message.
So you all have some really good ideas, really, and your own specific ideas, special ideas.
I want to enhance my monologue ministry, learn to tell Bible stories dramatically, and maybe speak for social causes.
Wow. Any specific social causes?
I better not say.
Well, if you're not going to say,
Oh, okay.
then why are you going to speak about it?
Well, I don't know. Well, I'm thinking about maybe I don't get into controversial things too much, but maybe some causes for the NAACP is what
Okay, very good, very good. So the more reasons you can put and feel as to why you want to get out and become a professional speaker, the more likely you will be to become one. If you just said, I want to do one thing, I want to make money, well, that's not going to do it. That'd be enough for you. How will they change you? How would it change you to be a professional speaker?
Say that again now.
How would it change you? How would your personal life, your professional, your social life change? Have you thought about that? And would that be what you want? Sure.
One of the reasons that I'm developing the professional speaker is to bring my wife home. You know, she'll be 20 years in corporate America, and to have her home with my boys is my driving force.
And that is a really good way of putting it. Your reasons can become your driving force. The real reason that you're going to stick to it. And let's admit, it's going to be harder than you think. It's going to be more expensive. It's going to take longer than you think. But if you have that passion and you focus on these reasons, you will continue to work at it. Very good. Any other ways that it would change you? Certainly, Jared would have his wife at home.
You know, a lot of people always say money won't change you, money won't change you, but it really does change a lot of things. It will change my phone number, my address, my circle of friends.
Your circle of friends.
Absolutely.
Well, it was a great knowing you, George. Very good. Think about it. Circle the top reasons. Now, think about specifically, how do you want to be recognized? Do you want to have that $1 million, or is the having family at home or being known for the cause most important to you? It's important that you start thinking about it, focusing on it. When you start to get that vision, then you can start to see the rest of that vision come true. Which also means that question E, how much do you want to make next year? Setting a goal. If it's 0, fine. Start setting a goal. Have you thought about it? Which leads me to question F. Which reasons help your audience? And then I ask, the goal of every speech is to AV to the audience. Anybody know what AV is?
Add value.
Add value. Well done. Of course. People don't come just to hear Fred Haley speak because it's Fred Haley. They come to hear Fred Haley speak because they know when they leave they're going to learn something. They're going to think differently or get some information that will help them on. That's what you would be doing as a professional speaker, is going and helping change their life a little. You're adding value to them. Never think about becoming a professional speaker as a way to make money. Never think of professional speaker as a way to make money. Think of it as a way to change other people. You've heard the saying before, Zig Ziglar. If you give people what they want, they'll give you what you want. You start thinking, how am I going to help my audience? They'll appreciate it and they'll come and do more. If you start thinking, how am I going to get money from them? They're going to see that. They are going to feel that the first time you speak and not come back. Think first, how am I going to add value to my audience? The other caregivers who don't know, or the relationships, they don't know how. The breast cancer survivors, the NAACP, or spiritual, or whatever. Start giving you ideas? Let's go to the second page. For the second most important question, what is your blank? Your topic. It's simple. Your topic. What do you want to talk about? Some of you may already have an idea. You really know what you want to talk about, breast cancer or special relationships. But others may not. Or you may end up with more than one. And if you are just getting started, I encourage you, think about more than one. Go out, try one, practice it. Go out and talk to an audience, talk to a club, and say, here's what I want to talk to you about. And see how it feels to you, as well as to anybody else, as well as to your audience. How do they respond? If you're not comfortable with it, you have some others that you can go to. So what I'd like you to do is list a few of your hobbies, a few of your skills, some things that you are interested in, just interested in. It may just be an accomplishment. Did you graduate from college while working full-time? Did you graduate from college? Did you go on a great trip and save money? There's a list on the third page, just some ideas, just to help get your mind thinking. Did you start a business, or are you the manager of a business? Is there something in your work that you're well known for? Start thinking about some of those. Any awards you've received? Anybody have a couple to share? Something unique, something under?
I'm actually in the process of finishing up a book where I was a firefighter and I thought I was gonna die. I was trapped in a smoldering house, and taking those firefighting tactics that allowed me to survive that and applying them to putting out the fires that people normally have in their life.
Yeah. Excellent. Sure. Writing a book writing a book's one thing, publishing is another, marketing is a third. 3 things that you can do. Yeah. Other? Very good. Jerry.
Yeah, I have a grassroots campaign firm where we develop grassroots campaigns for nonprofit organizations, campaigns, those kinds of things.
Very good. Something that others could use even if they're not in a nonprofit, but certainly a nonprofit audience would be very interested in. I'm not talking about something big, maybe something small. Maybe you're a valedictorian of your 3rd grade class.
You know, I'm going to say for myself, my Toastmaster skills.
Your Toastmaster.
My accomplishments that when I first started Toastmasters, it was something I really was not, I knew I needed,
Yes.
but it didn't interest me like it does today.
Okay.
And so that's what I would use.
Excellent. Good. Start to think about this. When you take this home, write down some more, because you'll start to think about some more. I've asked before, which ones help others? And some of you mentioned that helping a nonprofit organization or helping others know how to turn a fire. Think about which ones do other people ask you about the most? Because those would be the ones that help you identify what your audience would be and what they're going to want. And when I asked the first question, what was the most important about? One of the answers was, what is your passion? That's what the answer would be in number C. Which ones are that you listed in the first section up there are you passionate about? Then choose 1 or 2, because those are the 1 or 2 that you're going to follow through with. Now, I'll ask you to select those and think about why you selected those. Once we finish this section at the end of it, I'm going to ask some of you to go through and tell us how you progressed and got to a certain point. But the last line of the second page is important. When I've asked you to think about what accomplishments, what successes, what you've achieved, even if it's small, here's why. When you're going out and you're going to talk to someone about whatever major message you have, how do you relate well to your audience? You tell stories. Well, if you can have some other little accomplishments that will relate to them, that they'll be able to understand and catch on to help make your big message, and maybe talking about valedictorian in the 3rd grade that helps you get them to connect to breast cancer or special relationships. Well, use those little stories. So it will help you to build a story file by coming up with some of those. So what I'm saying, when you go home, all right, even when you finish the meeting, keep adding to this list. Go out and add to that. Make up your own separate file and a story file. Some of those little stories, some of those little accomplishments, they will help you later on as you start to develop your speech. Any questions before I go to the last one, section of signature topic?
Not necessarily a question, but going back to B. Do you know enough
Which
about?
ones do you
know enough about it to help others?
Yeah.
It was ironic. I was talking to a gentleman just yesterday, and he was talking about how he went into being a coach for a little league or pee wee in the beginning, and he said, "Well, I don't know anything about football, or not. I don't know enough to teach." And then he said the coach asked him, "Do you know more than they do? Then you can teach."
Yes, exactly. Excellent. Yes. What is the definition of an expert?
Somebody who knows more than you do.
Somebody who knows more than the audience. Exactly right. Yeah. You were an expert. Now, does it say you're going to know everything? No. What will happen? You will start to ask more questions of yourself, so you will start to research more and develop your ideas more and find out more, so you'll become more and more and more of an expert.
Mm-hmm.
So as you start to know and recognize that you know a lot, but you don't know enough, you can still go out and tell others and help others, but then you can still build your knowledge base. Very good point. Thank you. Third question, way on the back of page 4. What style of professional speaker do you want to be? I guess you can tell what I'm trying to do is helping you to start building your vision. When you can picture yourself out in front of an audience, then you can start to go on that dream. You can start to achieve that dream. So, how are you going to be up in front of an audience? You're going to be talking one-on-one? You're going to be a keynote speaker? Do you want to do a workshop like this? Have you thought about that? Or do you just want to be on the radio? Have people call in.
Where's the style part? I'm missing that. I'm just not seeing it.
There you go, in the box. Which one do you want to be? Because the number 4 question is, describe your typical gig. Describe your typical arrangement when you're going out and speaking to somebody. In a couple seconds, I want you to write it down, start to picture it. I'm going to ask Linda to come up and just go through the progress of these questions, and then I'll ask several of you to share what your answers are. But can you picture yourself in front of a group, or one-on-one, or in front of a huge audience of 10,000 people at the Coliseum or the arena? 70,000 people at Everbank Field? Why not? Well, whatever you
that's what I
want.
was just, yeah, that's why I was just writing down that I would want to be kind of small and intimate.
Excellent.
I would,
Yes.
not much bigger than this.
Yes, perfect. You start to picture your perfect gig, your perfect arrangement. What do you think, Scott?
Say it again.
How would you want to be presenting? What sort of a speaker would you want to be? In front of a small group, one-on-one, or a big group?
It all depends on the occasion. I'm comfortable anywhere. I've spoken in front of like 400 or 500, I think, one time. Or just a couple. No, not 400, but maybe 200, all right? So I'm comfortable anywhere, and it all depends where the Lord leads me. So I'm going to tell you.
Okay. One way to think about it is, where do you get the best connection with your audience? How do you feel most comfortable with them? Feel like you're gaining their excitement and their energy by talking to them. If it's in a big group, it's just as well. That works. Some people, one-on-one is the best. So start to picture your perfect gig. Okay. As you're,
I don't know. This is, I don't know how this fits, but for me, when you talked about picturing a gig, how many people you would want to speak in front of, I'm an interesting, unique person because I'm an introvert by nature, but bigger the audience, more expressive, more outgoing I become. I think it's kind of unique and different of me, but it seems like bigger the group, better I am.
Perfect. But isn't it important for you to understand that about yourself? Think about how that's going to help you. When you can start to develop all of this process, you will know that the message you have to have, the presentation, should be geared for a bigger audience. Okay. Good, you need to know that. Know that about yourself. Any other thoughts? That's in the future workshop. Anybody else like to share something? Okay, you don't have to. But I do want you to start working on your ideas, working on your reasons, working on your topics. Try to find one or two. Go out and practice those. Go out and start doing speeches. You've heard me say before, you can go to Toastmasters and do the same speech every time. Because it won't be the same speech, you'll keep improving it. You can do the same speech, so you can start to develop those speeches. At least start to develop your topic, what you want to talk about, what your message is going to be, and how you're connecting with your audience. So start working on those.
I have a point about that, but the purpose of that is to develop a talk. And like you said, it's the same speech, but your audience never knows. And you pick up different things that you can adjust to it. So you're always improving, you're always growing it, the speech. And if it's a good speech, it'll never get boring to you. It'll never get old because it'll be constantly growing.
Yeah.
So
Very
that's
good point.
the signature talk.
Your signature topic, yep. Excellent. Any other questions before we finish? We do have a second workshop we're going to do. Hopefully not as long, but we'll still want to talk about it. Any other questions? Very good. Well, thank you.